The NBA is scripted and rigged. Everyone's been saying this for years, but it's coming out that you guys were right. It's all being done by the mafia, and somehow LeBron is being heavily questioned. What is up, y'all? It is your boy, Stefan, and yeah, guys, look. The NBA is rigged, and this actually goes further than the NBA, but right now, the NBA is being in the crosshairs because the FBI has literally arrested players and coaches in the NBA, along with lots and lots of mafia members over alleged scripting and fixing of the NBA matches and some gambling outside of the matches. Portland Trail Blazers Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat's guard Terry Rozier have both been arrested during this whole thing, and everyone is coming out to say, yo guys, I am so disappointed in these people because they shouldn't have been doing things like this. We have Shaq coming out saying he's heavily disappointed.
Chauncey thing, but I know Chauncey, I know Damon very well, played with Damon, so I don't want to sit up here, but I'm ashamed that those guys will put their families and their careers in jeopardy. There's an old saying in the hood, all money ain't good money.
Stephen A. Smith said, hey, there's more to come. This is not the end of it.
Don't be surprised if the WNBA is next on his list. This man is coming. He's coming.
And these people are involved because they were giving inside information to the mafia about NBA players' statuses, their health, and other things to help rig the games. And then with this information, people would go to things like DraftKings and other apps to make huge bets and win a lot of money with insider information. So that way, the money ends up being legit. One of the most notable so far is Terry Rozier because he literally planned to leave a game early and he told people to bet over 200,000 on his under, and they did, and he left just after 9 minutes of playing. He said, yeah guys, I'm calling it a day, and they won so much money.
An NBA player now with the Miami Heat, but at the time playing for the Hornets, allegedly let others close to him know that he planned to leave the game early with a supposed injury. Using that information, members of the group placed more than $200,000 in wagers on his under statistics. Rozier exited the game after just 9 minutes, and those bets paid out, generating tens of thousands of dollars. The proceeds were later delivered to his home, where the group counted.
And now we've got teams like the Hornets, the Lakers, the Toronto Raptors, and Trailblazers all being fried because they've allegedly all been manipulating games and manipulating wins and losses. And now you're probably wondering, look, like Steph, I didn't come here for none of that. What does this have to do with LeGoat James? Like, what does that do with LeBron? And guys, it ain't looking too good for LeBron. We have court documents surfacing saying that Bron's close friend, Damon Jones, sold information on his injury to the mafia before his game condition actually came out, with information knowing that this guy's going to be injured and he's probably going to be benched or not even playing at all. And to further that, people are pointing out that some of the fixed games where it was blatantly fixed, and we have some proof of that, where we had moments with Rozier doing things like this.
And the meter's still running, Richard. Oh, Rozier turned it over again. Rozier off the DHO. And he turned it over.
Which left us all wondering, like, what in tarnation are you doing, bro? This is the NBA. Why you play like a toddler? Then boom, bang, ding dong. We've had moments like that with LeGoat James. And when LeBron does things like this, we all make excuses saying, hey, look, it was just AI, or he was having an off day. But now, with all this information at hand, was he having an off day, or was LeBron playing to the script that was given to him by the mafia to rig games and make things look weird? Because at the end of the day, LeBron is so good that when he does dumb stuff, it stands out. We're like, wait a minute, this isn't normal. You can't just go from doing dumb stuff one game, then the next game you're playing like a freaking dragon and you're doing all the right things. So it's very weird that some games he would just act weird. People are pulling up tweets and stats from LeBron that seem to be a little bit fishy, which is actually bringing him more and more into the crosshairs. We even have Jeff Teague saying Bron and his camp run the freaking league. And if you say anything about Bron, you're getting a phone call for some people who are going to say you better drop it. Like, you got something funny to say? Don't say it. Don't talk about Bron. Keep his name out your mouth. Which is kind of crazy that LeBron has that pushing power. Yes, he is the GOAT, but why are people getting called up and threatened if they say anything about Bron?
Anytime you say anything about Bron, people call you and say, hey man, you might want, hey, You might want to chill. I know you got some funny stories and shit. I'm talking these some real people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, nigga. You funny, nigga. And you getting a little too funny. All right, my fault, brother. They hold camp. They run the league.
If we want to be honest with ourselves, we know, LeBron is the GOAT. He's one of the greatest players we've ever seen in the NBA, if not the greatest player. But can we always say he isn't involved? We always say he's not involved. There's so many times things would happen and we just say, nah, LeBron isn't involved. And LeBron himself would always say, I didn't know about it. How can your best friend, people close to you, be doing weird things and they get exposed for it? And the thing sometimes involves you, but you don't know for it. Can we always just give him the pass and say, LeBron didn't know? Because this time it looks like LeBron might have known. Some of these guys weren't even trying to hide it at all. Like, they were tweeting, saying things that just were like super off. And when all this information is coming to light now, it's like, whoa. You were saying those things because you thought we didn't know and we would never know, and now you're caught. But one of the main issues is the fact that these people were also using official mainstream betting services that are actually legit businesses to make money. And it's like, hell, well, they're just making money. But what about all the regular people? How much money have regular people lost because of these rigged and scripted games? Because if you bet on the game because you're thinking about stats, how it goes, how things are supposed to go, and how everything lines up on paper, and that's how you're making your bet. If someone is told you today you're going to play for 9 minutes and say you have a messed up ankle and you're going off, that totally destroys your bet. How did this really affect the regular person who was betting their money? How much money have regular people lost? How much money have we lost betting on these games when someone in the mafia is sitting there with insider information and also rigged the game and scripted it to make money? And now your bet that on paper should have got you money kind of didn't because things were rigged. That is the main thing people are kind of looking at right now. It's like, it's just not fair to the regular people. And some people are even calling for refunds of their betting money from services. With this whole thing, it does look like it goes well beyond the NBA and it goes across all the professional sports. We might see a lot of things coming to light, be it fighting from boxing, the UFC and other mixed martial arts. Like, even at this point, I'm like, yo, we might have to go actually check out Jake Paul. Maybe his fights were scripted and were rigged. Like, that is actually crazy to think that all these things that people were saying were conspiracy theories might actually be valid. And with all this information, there are so many NBA games that people are questioning. Like, there is a lot of games that were just like so disgusting. And people are like, maybe this was one of those scripted games they're talking about. And maybe we need to go look into it. People are also saying, were some refs involved in this? Because sometimes the calls be looking kind of crazy. So refs might be involved in the whole thing. Even people like KD are under the lens for things they've done in the past and things they've said in the past, which is crazy because it's like, we don't know who to trust, who is actually not involved in this whole scandal. But honestly, at the end of the day, this could actually help the NBA feel like the NBA, and there's gonna be no more like shit going on. Everyone's gonna be playing to their actual capacity because they're not trying to rig any games. Like, it is actually insane to think this has been happening and people have literally been saying it's happening and we just all ignore them. On the other hand, it is kind of sad that this is happening right now. The NBA just started this season. For this whole season now, it's going to be overshadowed by this and all this information and all these things that's going on, which is not that great because it might have been a good season. We have a lot of new players, fresh blood on these courts, and now people are going to be thinking about this scandal. Now we're going to be like, who can we trust? When we see anyone foul, we're going to say, yup, he's part of the scam, and it's going to be really weird during the season. The informants are eating good because we also got told who's been informing the freaking FBI, and they are eating good because they just took down so many people. I do hope Bron isn't actually fully involved in this, and if he is, it's something that we can waive off with a fine or something, not some actual blatant like full on he's the ringleader. If that's the case, then bro, it's cooked. It's actually cooked. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, are you shocked, or did you already think this was happening? Did you think this was something that everyone should have already known about, or do you think that they're trying to just pull Bron into this even though he actually is innocent? Like, do you actually believe Bron is innocent? Let me know all your comments below. Don't forget, if this video was informative, you learned something new, or you just liked the conversation, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.